Throw gang, we are joined by the Gorpit Retreat Governor, Lawrence Schlossman, Baron of Blisters, that'll make sense later, Chuck Franco, star of Pitch Perfect 3, the rising of the brand, Shah Mervana, and me, the TikTok Titan, James Harris. Welcome to the weekly running of the boys, now available behind the paywall and on a super unhackable YouTube link. How's everybody doing? Lawrence, how you doing, man? You're up in Maine?
Yeah, thanks for joining me on vacation, guys. That was really chill of you.
Yeah, how's everyone feel that you're taking 3.5 hours out of your vacation to be in some fucking weird dark attic potting with the boys?
Yeah, it's definitely. Yeah, well, it's a home office that I'm currently in.
Okay.
But definitely does look like some type of crawl space. Either where you put dead bodies or where you hide from someone so that you don't get turned into one. Yeah, it's weird because they're like, oh, like what are you guys talking about? Like I'm like ourselves for like I don't know, an hour and a half.
It's the weekly running of the boys.
Yeah. I don't know.
Did you show them the run of show?
No, I did not share with them the run of show. Are you kidding me?
What does Gorp Life Activated mean?
Yo.
Thank you for taking a break from taking pictures of nature and hanging out with us.
Yeah, no, of course. I'm happy to have you guys here. Yeah, the Gorpral reporting for duty. I've gone on more hikes in the past 2 days than I have in my entire life.
It's like stairs, but outside.
Yeah, I actually really like. That's the thing, right? I thought that the only way that you could get exercise was in the stairwell of your building, but actually, there's a lot of other cool stuff you could do. One of which is hiking, apparently, and I've been really getting after it.
Is your ass like does it hurt to sit? Like, did you shred your behind? Like, because you've been training for this all summer, right?
Exactly. That's the thing. I was unwittingly training. This is the Super Bowl of hikes right now, ladies and gentlemen. This is Acadia National Park. This is not, when I go hiking, I'm not fucking ramping up the shit. I'm going right for K2, the Everest of hiking. And I have been training, again, unwittingly, but you know what? I set myself up perfectly and I feel incredible.
And not in the only boots that matter. You know, interesting choice. Given that this is such a well documented trip. It being, you know, a trip of yours.
Well, you can't buy them. First and foremost, and like here's the thing, dude. You know, I'm not gonna take my handcrafted, gorgeous, and extremely functional. I will say, handmade Italian boots.
Ezra Koenig's endorsed.
Yes, exactly. And
after the pre-order window closed,
and that really happened. Yeah. But he followed us on Instagram each personally, which is the best consolation prize. And he liked the fit pick that you're talking about, which I was not wearing, the one where I was not wearing the podcast boots. But I'm not taking my good shit. This is beaters. These are sandy, you know, nasty beaches. You know, real kind of, you know, super. I'm basically in Nova Scotia, people. So. The boots are staying at the crib, and those are going to be activated for fall, and that will be a whole different vibe and look. But thank you for opening up Pandora's box in my comments. I can always count on my good buddy.
Hey man, you know, I got a few followers off it, so
yo, you did it for the clout? Come on, man.
No, of course not. Some con or some shit like yo. He was like, I was so fucking amped over the Gian ep that I didn't even I thought I was like talking to you one-on-one. I was hallucinating off the fucking vibes, the good vibes of the episode. So, you know, shout out that guy.
I believe he said he was going to put himself a little bubble bath together.
Yeah.
He was going to start himself a bath and listen to a podcast.
It's called self-care.
Grown men arguing about streetwear. Streetwear rugs, actually, is really the focus of that. But yeah, man, I hope you enjoyed the Gian episode. Yeah, happy to have you guys. Should we try to get a real quick fit check in? We'll get in and get out and get to the real
What's
stuff.
Quick? Like 30 minutes? 30-minute fit check?
Oh, I don't know. I had allotted like 45 or so.
Okay.
But I mean, maybe we can do it in 30. Let's start with Chuck. Chuck, we just saw you, dude. I feel like talking to you now it feels like more in 3D because I can just close my eyes and pretend that you're sitting next to me at Lilia sharing
pesto gnocchi.
8 pasta courses.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah. Why don't you do an al fresco fit check for us right now?
Al Choco.
Hill City shorts.
Nice.
The black ones, black Carhartt t-shirt, and black Uniqlo underwear.
You're wearing shorts. This is this is personal growth.
This is 2 weeks in a row now, which is a record right now.
And I feel like a detail I could share is that I have cat hair on it now. So a lot of my
your black shit is probably cooked right now.
Yeah.
Do you have any lint rollers ready to go at the ready?
No.
May I recommend a robotic vacuum cleaner?
Really?
It's almost like owning a pet. Well, it'll help the floors for sure.
Does Dirt McGirt have any friends worth hiring?
The homies. I mean, he killed a motherfucker in BattleBots, and he's still dealing with that PTSD. But no, I mean, maybe
You should-
that's a
you
new
should
Patreon
attach
tiers.
a-
Get Chuck a Dyson.
You should attach a wrecking ball to him.
Yeah, dude. We need to get Chuck his own Roomba, which he can name like, I don't know, Joe Dirt. That's the first one.
Scoobert Doobert.
We could think of one. We could work.
Yeah, we could think of one as good as Dirt McGirt. Well done,
Wait,
James.
Chuck, you came out to hang out IRL. You've
out,
worn
just generally
pants.
speaking.
You've worn like Eric Trump. You've worn pants
Mhm.
2 weeks in a row now for the fit check. You've been cooking food. Like, this is personal growth, is it not?
I hope so. I'm not trying to dwell on it because I'm not, I want to keep.
Yeah, no. It should just be.
Pushing
It should become
forward.
It should become second nature, and you just like, baby steps.
You're
chuck
setting
steps.
personal records, dude. You're
PRs,
2 for
left
2
and right.
and wearing pants once a week on the program that you get paid to be a part of. Huge victory. And then, like James said, there's just a general kind of, you're leaning towards positivity. You're on your way.
That's correct.
That's great. You should feel good.
I'm trying to.
Yeah, it
Look
was very good seeing you,
play
Chuck.
good, feel good.
It was
pod
very good
good.
seeing you, and we're going to talk about that.
Yeah.
And yeah, thank you for the.
What are you
fit check.
drinking?
Narragansett, the same shit.
Oh, nice.
Hi, neighbor.
So you're
Had
on
six-
board. You're
Had
on
6 of
board.
them. Oh yeah.
What did we drink when we after? We got Budweisers, or did we
It
get?
was
Did
like
we
High
get
Life- no, just High
Narragansetts
Lifes.
from the? Oh, we got High Lifes.
High Life's at Union Pool, and then Bud's at
Yeah.
Shayla Chef.
Oh, Sean, you're.
Sean, you're on mute.
Miller Lights, not High Lights.
Yeah,
Miller
it was
Lights,
Miller
yeah.
Lite.
Felt like I was at a ball game.
Oh, I hate Miller Lite. Yeah,
It was
that
the
sucks.
spring training edition.
Yeah,
Aluminum.
Yeah, like
Yo.
twist up bottle. That shit's so whack.
yeah, that's super corny. Give me a bottle all day, like a fucking true blue red-blooded American. Our beer sponsorship is up for grabs. So if anyone out there, again, we say, I don't know how many times we have to say this, like we just need a beer sponsor for the show. So
As long as it's not Peroni.
yeah, no, Peroni, hey, yo, go fuck yourself.
We only collaborate with one Italian brand per year, so
There's
off the
why?
table.
That's a bit xenophobic, James.
no, it's cool. They're Italians.
Yeah, they're really hard to work with. In case you didn't catch the drift, Chef.
Why
let's
did
do
they
your
prioritize quality of life over cutthroat capitalism? That's just the question I have. Anyway,
bunch of fucking goombas? No, yeah. All right, Chef. Why don't you do your fit check and drink check? We're just gonna breeze right through it.
Yep, I got the Subies on. I also am wearing the Hill City shorts today. I got Hanes boxer briefs on, and I'm wearing Fraser Kroll's New Order bootleg shirt.
Temptation.
The ceremony one.
Oh, ceremony.
Yeah.
that song is on the Spritzing Hour playlist.
And you can access that if you are a patron.
Or
of
wait,
the
actually, maybe it's
Podcast That
Temptation.
Matters.
No, it's Ceremony. I
I
don't
think
know.
it's Temptation.
All right, whatever.
Fraser Kroll loves New Order. That's the moral of the story. Wait, Chuck or
It's great.
Chef, did you say what you're drinking?
No, it's 6 Point Meltdown Hazy IPA.
How's
Oh.
that, dude?
Sounds like a heavy fucking crafty.
Bro,
It's
tell me
the-
more about that crafty you got
Bro,
there,
is the barley hitting?
Yeah, what's the hops? What's the hops count in that, bro?
It's an 8%er. I don't know.
Oh my god.
Somebody just brought these over, so I'm just fucking.
Sick, bro.
Yeah, all right, very cool. And by very cool, I mean very terrible. James, fit
Yo.
check, drink check.
The only shorts that matter, the V2s, hand delivered by Riley.
Yo,
and the
do a twirl
Merchman.
for me. They're waiting for me at the crib.
all right.
I'm obviously out of state. Watch your headphones.
I mean,
you don't want to
can't
don't
really,
be like me.
yeah, you can't really. I'm not gonna twirl, but like, I'll show you the drape. I mean, this is why people pay for the video, right?
Yeah, obviously.
Can you see?
Oh yeah, boy.
Yeah.
Can you
Sick,
see, like,
dude. Looking good. Nice dick.
if you
Yeah,
didn't,
that's a
if you're
good
not
pick.
if you're not a $10 patron and have access to the video, I just hung dong on
Yep,
video.
that absolutely happened. You're happy with them? Just overall first
So I
impressions.
would-
Everyone
yeah.
has been hitting me all day, by the way.
Yeah.
I've been trying to hike over here, and people are like, "Bro, best show. I wish I got 100 pair." Other people being like, "I didn't get a pair. I heard they're so good for my boy. I'm gonna kill myself." I said, "No,
so many
don't
people,
do
so many
that."
people replied to the IG where I put like the V1s and the
Mhm.
V2s.
Yeah.
And they're like, "What the fuck? Like, oh, how do I get these?" And it's like, come on.
Suck a dick.
Unless
Blew it.
you're, I mean, we put some homies on Flow. Shout out Yoakum. You know, he put me on Flow. I got to put him on Flow.
Of course.
You know how it is.
We have a brand. We get what it's like to have a brand and to have a brand the right way. You know, to pay it forward. You know,
But
as designers.
I was
ourselves.
always a little more concerned about the 5-inch inseam with a mesh fabric because the mesh is so unstructured that I thought it was gonna like be all drapey and blousy and weird.
The juice has never been looser on those boys.
I have not taken off the V1 since I got them, and I'm not going to take off the V2s until next.
V1s,
fucking...
I mean, shout out to Beam, but mine are, I'm honestly, you can buy my game worns on fucking grail.com.
Yeah,
though they should be paying for that shout out, but you could buy them on a resale site. We'll see who pays me. They look fucking good. So you're happy. So you no concerns at all. You're
very happy. The screen printing is gas.
Hell yeah.
The drape is perfecto because I'm all about that silhouette, baby. And just very happy with them. Like, I don't know, I'm gonna hopefully bike riding them tomorrow if there's no rain. And then the shirt is Mount Sunny. Shout out the state of Arizona. Shout out wellness. Shout out health. Shout out these guys for sending me some fucking like mushroom powder pills or something. I fuck with this shit.
What does that do?
Not like the fun kind, like the lion's mane and shit. I really like these guys. I don't know if I've talked about this, but like they do like online ceramics is like, I love drugs. And these guys are like, yo, like what's up?
We like drugs.
Yeah, but this is more like
we do drugs, but we're not like performative about it.
Yeah, you don't have to like shout it like, yo, fire on the mountain, bro. And they do more like new agey, not like kind of like psychedelic. Right?
They're homies with Saeed. That's the only time I really ever talked about them with anybody.
Saeed put me on. Saeed put me on. I think Chuck knows about them because they're in Phoenix. And then talking to their designer Whirlhead about maybe doing some shit. But I don't know. They just I think they do
Noah, right? Is that his name?
Noah, yeah. I just really like they do like subdued kind of mysticism, new agey symbology like very nicely. I'm not going to show you the back, or I guess I can for the
sure. Why don't you might as well? Got nothing else going on right now. Oh yeah! Wow, dude. Secrets of the world revealed.
Yeah, and then very the sunnies, which I'm wearing because my eyes really hurt, and this ring light is fucking me up. Our sun buddy, shout out the Malmomies, Simon in Malmo.
Yeah, Trey Bien now officially in the extended universe, right?
Yep.
Based on that. So can I just say that that's insane that we can just throw out a fucking quick little, just classy, tasteful plug in an episode. Could be even about boys only behind the paywall. I think that's what happened. And then it will make its way back to the source expeditiously. And that person will become our best friend.
And that was my last, John, was the loafers that they did with Adieu.
You copped those with the pony hair.
The pony hair and the big fucking fat crepe sole.
Bro, that I cannot wait to see you wear those because that is a loud shoe. Like in a good way, but it's a statement. That's a statement piece on your feet.
No, the Loud Pack is touching down this week and it's going to be fucking booming.
Can't wait. And then what are you drinking?
Oh, I just got a Slopo Topo. That's all.
Nice. Oh, did you see they launched?
Light and breezy.
The chef, I'm sure you're aware of this as a productman, an adsman. They launched officially the hard seltzer.
It's out? I actually did not
well, the marketing, I forgot. I saw a real brief. I saw it in our cord also. You could also see it in the cord before fucking Don Draper and Chef see it if you pay to be a patron. But
isn't it only launching in like South America? Because I remember seeing like the OG tweet announcing it. I mean, sure.
Oh, you already know. You know what the flavors are?
We talked about this. We talked about hard Topo.
Oh, I thought maybe it's like actually out in the States now. Maybe it dropped.
But they're not an American brand. I think they're like,
are they owned by Coca-Cola?
Yeah, but a lot of shit is owned by Coca-Cola. Look, it's made in Mexico. Like it's a Mexican brand. That's why it's big in Texas.
Okay.
So I think maybe they're just, tapping into Latin first.
You're having a virgin.
Just a classic.
A virgin Slopo Topo.
Yeah.
Can someone write that down for the title? That's a good one.
Chuck?
Boys only title streak is just on 100.
Subu's with the titties out.
they're getting progressively worse over time, which is hilarious because this whole thing kind of started with Jenna being like absolutely appalled at some of our more grown up mature titles. So I can't.
We were talking about this with Chuck when he was making the mixtape. Like the titles and the descriptions and the assets are really all we have to hook new people in.
We have no marketing at all.
So those have to always be like very wild, I think. So.
Oh, well, I mean, if we listen, sex sells, we know that. I mean, Virgin Slopo Topo, running of the boys.
Is Topo 1 P or 2? I mean, it would
Topo,
be like with Topo it's 1. But
then do it with 1. I mean, it needs to mirror the brand. I like how we just worked through that in real time. Great. Thanks for playing along. I mean, this is what you fucking pay for, I guess. I am wearing black Nike Drift socks on the feet. I'm wearing my hiking shorts, my Gramici leopard, the elastic waist joint. I mean, James,
Climbing
you're familiar
shorts.
with yes, exactly, climbing shorts. I have on a vintage Sublime t-shirt.
Very sick.
My Patagonia snap tee. Actually, look at that. Is that distracting? Should I move that? But that's right over my shoulder.
I kind of thought it was like a child's like velvet sweater, and then I realized what it was.
Yeah, it's a child snap tee. That's how much weight I've lost. It's super.
Well, the way it's like,
I can just like pull.
Yeah. You're so small. You're
Yeah.
so thin, Larry.
And then up top, I have on my vintage Wake Forest Demon Deacons the game hat, courtesy of my friends at Relax Lacrosse, and I am drinking a Budweiser bottle, King of Beers, and that is the fastest fit check and drink check this side of the Mississippi, bitch.
Buds with buds, baby. Yo, Lawrence, before we get into it, you promised us a little story on the GNAP that you said you're going to save for the paywall.
Right.
Tell us about Light Switch Lou and the true origin story of throwing fits.
No, failing upwards.
Well, which is how throwing fits
I
then
see.
started.
Right. We'll work our way back to the previous IP. All right, I'm gonna try to be as brief as fucking possible. I don't know when you and I started. Oh, we do know. We started our failing upwards. Me and you speaking into Robot Dicks at the first Grailed office in May of 2016.
Yo,
right?
2016, best year in history.
In July of that year, I got an email out of the blue from Lewis Roberts at Barstool Sports. Let me see what his actual email was. I don't think that was it. No, it was just Lewis at barstoolsports.com. But Lewis hits me up, and this is Light Switch Lou. I'd never met him before. I don't remember how he got my email, but according to the email he sent, I guess Feidelberg, who I didn't know, hit me up, and I was just like, oh, this is a verified Instagram user. Sure, here's my email, whatever. So Lou gets in touch with me, and I guess at the time he was in negotiations to sell an in-store show, a panel, a podcast. He said it was something like Supermarket Sweets meets Fashion Police, and he wanted me to be a part of it. I think that I inferred at the time that it was going to be like me and KFC Radio. I don't even know if I knew who those guys were, but he makes this incredible, impassioned pitch that is like more professional than I remember now that I'm reading back now. But he's like, I have no clue what to do with your life, but personally, I think that if you were on camera, you could be really big, like that kind of stuff. He's like, you might think your voice doesn't work with Barstool, but it actually would. So anyway, he sends me this craziness. I'm like, whatever, dude. I'm not looking for a job, and I'm definitely not looking for a job at Barstool Sports. But he convinced me to have lunch with him at Cafe Select, and I met him, and he did the same pitch in person. And I was basically like, yo, I'm not interested. But I was like, and he had seen Fashion Bros. That's how he kind of knew that I guess like I wouldn't be a complete fucking L at doing any type of like talent stuff. So he's like, oh, Fashion Bros. I was like, you saw Fashion Bros. You think it's good? I'm actually doing a podcast with James right now. You should check that out. That's called Failing Upwards. And then boom, the rest is history. And I think we're on some emails with Prez in this chain much later on. But
what's his email? Do you want to read his email out loud?
I'm sure you can just get that pretty easy. I'm sure it's just Dave at barstoolsports.com. But this was only funny to me because this was like the genius idea that you were like, yo, we should do this with Gian at Nordstrom, both seriously and then even like off the pod and then on mic. And I'm like, yo, that was literally Light Switch Lou's idea.
Yeah, but it
like,
shouldn't be.
Which is not a crazy. This is not Steve Jobs level shit.
Right.
It's just funny. I was like, that was the pitch. That's the pitch that launched 1,000 pods.
I mean, Lou had the vision, right? Isn't he a fucking like rose billionaire at this point? Or has he lost it on crypto? I don't know.
I have absolutely no idea. So, I think I made that fairly brief. I wanted to just read the email out loud. There's definitely some amazing shit in there that I'm forgetting, but I'm also not trying to put Lou on blast. I have nothing but fondness for Light Switch Lou. Absolute ridiculous human being whose reputation precedes him for, I guess, anyone who's familiar with or any stoolie or anyone's familiar with what they do. But I have no idea what he's up to now, but he fucking rocks. And
I just see him on Twitter. Like agonizing.
Buddy Loveless, baby.
Agonizing over like gigantic gambling losses.
Well, that sounds like, about right.
Should have taken the over. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean?
No, I mean, as professional gamblers who are endorsing mybookie.com, you absolutely know what the over is. You know what the under is. I think you know what the spread is, right? You know what the spread is.
Got to take the spread.
The spread, the VIG, the over, the under, points.
Prop bets and shit.
Absolutely. A lot of props for sure.
Yo, if I had to take a bet on you ever becoming an actual Gorpsman, I would be a betting man. You would
have lost, bro, because that's
Well,
what.
all right,
that
let's
is
talk-
what-
let's
that is
talk
the
about-
transformation that happened.
tell us about what you're up to in Maine. Gorp Life activated on IG, even
Yeah.
though I had Mordecai in my DMs being like, "What the
Yeah.
fuck is Lawrence doing with the baggies in Maine in late September?" I'm like, who cares?
First of all, Mordecai. I don't know if any. This is a thing that I'm sure everyone experiences. Whether you're like you are a person with any semblance of a following, or you're just someone and your friends follow you. But I don't know about you, dude. I cannot go anywhere or geotag anything without getting a million recommendations. Now, I don't necessarily mind that, and I appreciate that people want to share. But it just always feels more about like them proving something to me versus them like actually being like, this is something that I think you would really like. And it's all this, everyone sends the same shit. It's the same fucking diner, James Beard Award winning diner, whatever. It's like, I'm in this town for 1 hour. I went to the Target to take a shit. Like I'm going to a completely different place. Like, so that to me that's how my trip started, was just a barrage, a deluge of recommendations.
Did you take a night on the road? Because I know you're going to drive up there on one shot.
We stayed over at
because you had to take because of shitting issues.
No. Just because like it's a long drive and I don't drive. I get driven. So Jenna wanted to take a breather, and thankfully
what a great husband.
We stayed at this really cool place. I think a Holiday Inn is really
okay.
fucking good.
Was Chingy there? Was Ludacris there?
Actually,
Stop, drop, boom, baby, rub on them nipples.
I think we didn't stay at a Holiday Inn. I don't remember. But anyway, that, and then
outro music, Holiday Inn.
Okay. Is that Chingy?
Yeah.
Chingy's like a third eye open, like crazy, lost his mind guy.
What, flat earther? Good for him.
Yeah,
man.
yeah, absolutely.
Maybe he'll be at the debates tonight.
Good for Chingy, dude. Happy to hear you're doing well.
Chingy's in QAnon now. Chingy's about to save the children.
Yo, for real though. So that's how my trip started, and the reason I connected with Mort is fuck you, Mort. You sent me the same shit as everybody else, bro.
Ooh.
So he might think that he's some real fucking main head, but it's like, yo, okay. But in all seriousness, I appreciate all the recommendations. That's how my trip started. Is just fielding all of these requests, because I'm just trying. Again, you know me, I'm a gracious guy. I want to thank everyone.
Well, so like it is really awesome when you have like locals being like, yo, you should check, like don't avoid that, don't avoid that. But sure. It's really hard to and also just laziness on our part, but it's hard to like keep track of all that shit, right? Where the DMs are just flooded with like, yo,
I got a whole itinerary worked out, bro, for all these hikes. But that's what we're doing. Where we're seeing
how's Gorp Life treating you? I mean, you came through in the Bluntstone, so that was like proof that you don't actually have like any hiking foot shit. Already. But here's what I'm gonna say.
I have Elite's hiking boots though, so I didn't bring. I wasn't gonna necessarily bring those. I wore those on my bachelor party trip, and one of the laces broke, so I can't really use that. So this is kind of all. I either had the handcrafted shit that I'm trying to just save for fall. You and I don't get another pair. I don't know if people know this. Like the pair that all of the homies are getting, everyone that was so kind to support us, like that's got the fucking collab stamp, in the foot.
Everyone has that. Everyone's getting the collab stamp.
I don't know. I'm saying you and I
have
samples.
Right.
Like we only get one pair.
Yeah.
I'm also talking a little bit lower because I think my housemates just came back from grocery shopping. But so my thing is, this is the only pair that I have, so I'm not going to bring those on the trip. Not to mention,
I understand,
shits are not meant for fucking Gorp Life either. Low key, as you and I both saw, I almost busted my ass in Dumbo, looking like a fucking
but I think that's more
in minute 3.
I think that's more a Larry problem than a
user error.
Yeah, it's a user error.
A lot changed from then till now, because now I'm a fucking.
And while I'm lightly roasting you over wearing fucking rain boots to hike, the other thing about Gorp is that it's so funny when like you see guys gorping and some guys are like climbing K2 and some are fucking hiking Everest, but others are like going for like a 1 hour loop around the Central Park Reservoir, and they're fucking look like they're from Organic Lab. Fucking the Solomon's on. And it's like, you don't need crazy Gorp shit to like dominate the trail, right? Like I wear my Nike Free Run 2 Pluses because I'm at Virgil.
That's all you
for
wear.
Any hike. Yeah, that's all I wear. But like that's all you fucking need is just like a good sneaker with like decent ankle support, unless it's like crazy rainy.
Now I know that. Okay. My thing is,
it's also like guys that wear. Yeah, but it's guys that wear like gyuxo head to toe, and it's like you're
Well.
running around a fucking track in
I don't know,
McCarran Park.
man.
What are you doing?
I'll say this: now that I am a fitness guru, and I am a self-help expert, as I have kind of I dragged out of quarantine, I drugged myself. And here I am, and I'm fucking skinny, and I'm hot, and I'm doing like crazy things, that are so adventurous and exciting. Like, if that's what it takes to make you feel good to do that, I support it.
And you carbo loaded heavy before the trip.
I mean, I think that, we had 8 pastas, I think. Does that count as carbo loading between 4 people?
We almost ordered 2 of everything. I think we got like 5 out of the 6 pastas.
Yeah, we didn't. The one thing we didn't get, we basically demolished every section of the menu besides, I think, the two meats where there was like a lamb or like a veal, and we were like, we're going to pass. But that was great.
So boys night out.
Boys night
out. Fucking great to see the full core 4 in full effect at Lilia. And honestly, the highlight for, I think, all of us was seeing Chuck in person for the first time since March.
3D, dude. My man was in 4K for the first time in months. It was incredible.
Chuck, what did you do this summer, buddy? Chuck, how was your first night out?
What were the emotions?
It was a perfect night.
What were the emotions like coming into it? Butterflies?
By the time I woke up Thursday, I was just like, oh man, like I can't wait. And then I got there and everything the dinner was a movie. You guys were fucking there. You know what I'm talking about.
We were sitting front row, dog. Did you enjoy the food?
Oh, it was amazing.
Yeah. Do you think it lived up to the hype, in my opinion? At least like the top of the top, like that rigatoni, the mortadella tortellini.
Ooh.
What the fuck?
That focaccia.
The homemade mozzarella crostini.
One thing I can't get over is that I fumbled $25 worth of mozzarella.
Oh, dude.
And that was like my favorite part, honestly.
That was out the gate too.
Yeah.
And it just missed the E.G. Bass-Weegens. Hair, dude. Could've
honestly
been worse.
I wish the cheese would have fallen between my heel and my fucking and the shoe, because it
lubed
was
up the dogs.
Ugly. Yeah. It was ugly back there.
You ever seen a man eat $25 of mozzarella off of some embossed crock?
I was like we were walking down the street and Chuck was like way behind us. I was like, maybe he's like not used to walking on sidewalks in the last 7 months, but
my man was waddling.
just waddling on some bloody stumps.
I was looking like fucking Kurt Schilling game whatever with the bloody with no socks.
We appreciate you not just busting out like fucking the date night shoes, but just raw dogging them immediately, not having broken them in whatsoever.
I've never been a fan of raw dogging shoes. Period.
Tough, Weegens are great, and it's definitely an entry level.
Someone was like
loafer that we always recommend, but you do gotta break them in, people. It could be a bloodbath. Otherwise.
Yeah, you're like, yo, looks like the waiter took the fucking Parmesan grater to the back of my heels.
Yeah. It did. It was ugly.
Damn, freshly grated Achilles.
Sean was like, "Where'd you get a new?" Like Sean pointed them out, and then Lawrence was like,
Sean loves that.
I do see a Band-Aid.
Yeah, Sean's the only other guy in the core 4 that has the E.G. Weegens, which are the best Weegens that were ever created.
The E.G. Weegens.
It's a lizard and croc mismatch, like the E.G. calling card. So Sean clocked them immediately. He saw the light from the street light refracting off of the mixed animal skin media, and he was like, immediately, I know those.
Different scale types.
Well, those are 2 different reptiles. Are those E.G. Weegens, bro?
My first time out the crib after extended quarantine in like June, I was like so overstimulated. And this was like a low key, like hang in the park, like everyone's on their own blanket, 6 feet apart. After like an hour, I was like, I need to go home. Like there's too many conversations happening. There's just like too much to take in. Like, were you overwhelmed at all? Or was it kind of like, was it like riding a bike?
Not even a little bit. It just felt like, honestly, once I was with you guys, it felt like I had been with you the whole time, like this whole past 6 months. It was just autopilot. We were. I mean, I wish we could have.
So you were on autopilot at dinner.
Yeah, I just tuned out.
No, like
you mean cruising? You think you mean your cruising altitude?
I wish we would have potted at dinner because I feel like there was some funny shit that happened.
I think we probably could have. There was like enough distance between us and everybody else where it wouldn't have been whack.
I'm always shook about going to dinner and like being, and I say this as like that guy because I'm not even really so much talking about you guys as I'm talking about myself. But when we get all together and we all get worked up and the fucking juices start flowing, like we will ruin people's night. Like I mean, it happens, you know. That's just that's like you're in the splash zone. That's just occupational
we had you
hazard type
positioned.
shit.
We had you positioned where the direction of your voice was
We could
facing
go-
away from the crowd.
Go down an alley.
Yeah. And then when you were like getting too worked up, you'd be like, Lawrence, go have a cigarette. Like,
Yeah,
just
okay.
go calm down in the corner over there.
Yeah. Go cool off, Tiger.
I mean, Chuck,
You're
the
getting
only
worked
thing,
up.
you're right. Like, yeah, Tiger got out the cage. You're right that like it immediately felt like we had been, we've seen Sham a few times. Like Lawrence and I have seen each other a few times. Like, immediately felt like you were back in the mix and hadn't
It
missed
was
a
awesome,
step.
bro.
Like had season-ending injury, a season-ending ACL tear, but you're just fucking back from Tommy John surgery. But the one thing I will say is I was a little like, oh shit, is Chuck okay? In that, we were housing pasta the whole time, and you were the first to tap out relatively early. And this was amidst talk of doing 24 dogs in 24 hours.
Yeah.
And I could see some concern kind of, wash over Lawrence's face. And Sham joined me where he's like, yo, Chuck, it's not an indictment of you, but 24 hot dogs in 24 hours is a fucking difficult challenge. And like, was this the first time you just like been gorging since Quar? Like, is that what it was?
No, it's just that I knew that there was going to be night beers, and I didn't want to get full on carbs because I wanted to. We were planning on meeting Ryland, and I wanted to, save
You want to make a good impression. I'm also not trying to be like this man's like fight promoter out here, but like Chuck, what did you have for lunch that day? You told us at dinner, like that's what we're talking about.
I had a bacon, egg, and cheese. So
I thought you said you had a bacon, egg, and cheese burrito.
Yeah.
Yo, don't bury me in here. All right. So to be clear, right? My man is going to absolutely slice and dice 24 and 24. It's not even up for fucking debate. And just because like Chef and James in their own mind can't picture their frail, weak bodies accomplishing such a enormous physical feat, to Chuck and I, this shit is light work, and it doesn't matter what his pasta intake was or wasn't. It didn't matter what the situation was with the night beers or butterflies to meet Ryland the Merchman, okay? My man is going to do it. It's going to be no issues. He had a breakfast burrito, bro, for lunch.
Called Chuck Ryland the Merchman?
No, he was going to meet.
We were going to meet him.
Oh, word. Yeah.
You don't listen to me when I monologue? Come on,
no,
bro. Show some respect.
I go on autopilot like Chuck. Another hiccup, or not hiccup, but a funny thing that happened early in the dinner besides Chuck dropping $16 of mozzarella on the ground.
The gate immediately on the ground.
Was we had like differing philosophies on what to do with a very kindly gifted bottle of wine. Like,
well, why did we get the gift first? Because your initial request.
So my plug,
was absurd.
My plug was like, yo, you're good to go. Here's like the confirmation email. I was like, yo, is there a chance, because we are now pivoting this from just pure gluttony into like celebrating 1 million downloads.
Gloating.
Is there a chance
from gluttony to gloating?
From gluttony to glory. Which is also a great title name, Gluttony to Glory. But it was, yo, can we get a cake that says like 1 million downloads with like sparklers? And she was like,
send to the table.
No. But
yeah, no,
she's like, you can order dessert and bring your own candles. And I was like, all right, whatever. So the very kind waiter comes over. He's like, which one of you is James? Hands me an envelope. I'm like, is this the bill? LOL, dad joke. And he's like, no, it's just a piece of paper that says congrats. But then he's like, yo, free bottle of wine.
No, he was like, no, this is, you didn't even know what it said. It was like, this is like a note. And the note was just congrets with no fucking context whatsoever.
Yeah. And then he's like, you get a free bottle of white wine. I was like, why white? But okay. Yeah. And then he goes
also
away.
A good dad joke.
No, it's not about race because I don't really like white wine.
Really? That's what I thought that's what it was.
But he goes away and I'm like, yo, guys, do we fucking fleece them and cop the $250 bottle of wine just to like taste God's cum and grace? Like, when are you ever going to order a $250 bottle of wine, right? So that's the thing. Yeah. And like, if this is like an offer that's on the table and it's really, it's like, yo, if you get like, okay, the restaurant probably got that bottle of wine for like $50, right? They're not fucking gonna miss rent because
that's not what it's about, though.
Yeah, sure. And then, or do we get like the second most expensive bottle of wine? And Lawrence very graciously was like, let's get a cheap one. What the fuck are you talking about?
I was just more like, I'm not trying to like, this was the first time that we've been out in a long time. I didn't want it to like become like make a scene where it's like you come out the gate hot and you're like, oh great, the free bottle of wine, boom, and you just throw the $250, because then he's like, maybe we can't get that one, and then it's like all awkward and shitty. Like, I didn't even want to deal with that. But you
whatever.
went
The
right
solution was ask him for the recommendation, right?
Yes,
And he
great
recommended the second cheapest bottle of wine on the menu.
He called your bluff like a motherfucker. The Swill Vineyards. Yeah, that's the one.
Have you
for
had,
sure. You should get that one.
This is an excellent vintage from Riker's Toiletry.
Yeah, it's artisanally made.
Oh.
It's artisanally. Yeah.
Grapes are hand stomped by Bobby Schmurda. And it's delicious juice.
Free Bobby.
Yeah, free Bobby.
It was and it was pretty good. I didn't think it was.
No, it was good. Yeah. It was good. It was good. And then,
but the thing about the wine, because like I ultimately, the second cheapest ended up being an orange wine, just a little skin contact for the boys. I was like, oh, once he threw that out, because that was the thing. He made his recommendation, and I almost didn't even give you our resident Throwing Fits resident food and beverage expert I didn't even give you a chance to kind of like react. I was just like, oh, orange wine. I know that. That's good. Let's do it. And you're like, well, actually, after he had left to put our order, you're like, that's not a wine we want to drink with our food.
I said, can you bring it out like now? Even though we just
you
put in a
made
drink
it. Oh,
order.
right. Okay, got it.
Even though we just put in a aperitivo order, can you bring it out now? Because my thinking was, because orange wine is usually so funky, like it's not great to have with food. Like you kind of want to enjoy that on its own. And also it being 4 of us, we're going to crush that bottle of wine in
I guess
2 minutes.
That's a fair point.
And then we can get into like the next bottle of wine that's going to pair with the food better. And then, like the whole gourmand thing, like
you reject that.
I reject the premise where you're like, yo, lead on the menu. And I have been in situations where I've had to lead on the menu, but in situations where other people lead on the menu. And I think that's a fucking bullshit way of ordering for the group. I think it's better when it's collaborative, and like to speak to like what happened. Like I knew the hits, and I was like, "Yo, we need the Moffaldini,
right? Play the hits.
We need the tortellini. We need the focaccia. We need the mozzarella." And then you were like, and this is where it got collaborative. You're like, "Yo, what about the prosciutto?" And I was like, "Really?" And then you're like, "Yeah, we don't have a meat." And I'm like, "Oh, you're right." And then like it's more collaborative.
Mm-hmm.
Have a fucking Google Doc on the menu, and you're like, everyone's inputting and contributing. Because I've been in plenty of situations where some dude is like, yo, I'm the dictator here. I know what I'm doing. Right. I'm the fucking,
I got this.
I'm the general. I'm the gourmand governor. And he just orders some shit, and you're like, yo, actually, I don't really like,
especially if it's expensive. And then you're like, bro, I'm going to pay for all this stuff. I don't even have any input. What the fuck?
Especially with wine. And then they're like, yo, can we get that $250 bottle of Bobby Schmurda wine? You're like, what the fuck? Like, I got to pay for this. This is not free shit. So
the Rikers Riesling.
So, while I do,
right. Yeah.
Like, and you maybe know a little more about food. I don't want to, and this is just kind of philosophy in life. I don't want to like lead without anyone's input. I think shit's better when it's like more robust and rounded out, and everyone's like contributed and participated, and like, and that also that way you're like free of fault if something kind of sucks.
Right? Sure. Right. You don't want to be like the fucking fall guy, for an absolutely kind of like overrated dining experience or whatever, depending on what your expectations were going.
And you, even though you eat like I don't know what you eat now, like a bowl of chia seeds, like and like protein shakes, like you came in with some solid contributions. Like I don't know why you think that you're a fucking garbage disposal. I think you have some knowledge of food and drink. Okay,
well, this is some bullshit. No, my thing is that as much as you reject being the fucking leader of the pack, or at least you reject that the illusion that that's what you're doing, and you're trying to bring people in and not just like, be a dictator about it. For me, I enjoyed the opportunity of stepping up to prove that, contrary to popular belief, I am not a garbage disposal. I'm not a troglodyte. I absolutely enjoy the luxury, the finer things in life, not just John's, but wine with some skin contact, and just filling in the gaps. Kind of playing the things that you missed to some degree, getting a little pesto in there to break up all the creamy sauces and the red
you had a
sauce
great point. You were like, "Yo, how about a green pesto that like will contrast with like cacio pepe, the tortellini cream sauce, like So like, thank you.
You're welcome.
And I think we ordered the perfect amount. And to Chuck's point, like, we were like, yo, let's not fucking stuff our pie holes to the point where we have to go home or have to like shit in Lilia. Let's, save. We ordered the perfect amount because it was like, yo, it's time to meet Rylan the Merchman.
Right.
For the first time, IRL, breaking news alert, Lawrence is no longer the tallest member of the only podcast that matters. Rylan came through from the fucking heartland, this corn-fed beanstalk, with cool arm tattoos.
He came from Austin, Texas. More like he's like refried bean fed more than anything. But I would say Riley and I are the same height.
He's like 6, bro. He's like them jeans. He's like diet them jeans.
we're both like 6'2".
He's like a 13-year-old them jeans.
Yeah. He's Rylan is quite the strapping young man. He was cool to me. He's not a serial killer, so that's good.
Yeah.
Because you had met him like Romeo and Juliet style outside of your apartment on some super pro, no hanky panky, social distancing, no bullshit type beat.
Yeah.
But this was the first time that it was like an actual that we were able to hug him and smell him and kind of, assess, just like a dog meeting another dog, just to make sure that it's kosher.
Yeah, and even though like I think like our expectations were a little mixed, right? We weren't really sure because it was our first night out in a minute.
Yeah.
To me, like the long boozy dinner was like the main event, and then like whatever came after, like can we have a classic throwing fits fucking turbo bash fest when like bars are closed and shit, right? And the answer is kind of no, but also we had kind of made the decision early on in the night. It's like, yo, maybe this isn't the night to go balls to the wall and just get after it.
Well, it wasn't the full squadron. It was an abbreviated squadron. I mean, Rob Kelly is fucking exiled in PA right now. I hope he's registered to vote in PA and plans on voting.
Yeah, I hope he's canvassing. I hope he's knocking on doors and coughing.
We love to drink like 6 to 8 beers and turn on fucking YouTube.
Yes,
and use voice dictation.
Yeah, that was fun. That was fun for sure.
2016 freestyle.
yeah, that's basically what the night was. And I'm not saying
Alexa,
that
play
like
Cameron.
a full turbo, full squadron, corporate retreat night type thing. Like some version of the crew is gonna end up in that scenario. Probably under different circumstances, maybe in like an afters situation. Whereas this time it was cool to see us be mature and be like, you know what, we're going to have this great dinner. We're going to go out for a couple drinks and then we're going to wind it down at the after party. There's no need for,
Yeah. Although this was after we were taken by surprise because we got to the bar at 10 and then 10:30, they're like, hey, last call. I'm like, what the fuck? And then, bar shut down at 11
maybe
PM.
New York's not back, right? We've been saying like, if the bars are closing at 11, is New York back?
Well, I think what you got to do is you got to fucking pregame the dinners heavily.
yeah, sure.
Right? Like,
I mean, that's what I do that for all dinners.
Yeah, no, but like,
so that's already
okay. Maybe you have dinner. Oh, how about this? Start having dinner at 3 p.m.
I like that.
You have 8 hours at the bars afterwards.
Yo, suddenly my early bird special is looking pretty fucking smart. That's all I'll say. But meeting Rylan was sick. It was awesome to be like, hey, we just were at this really expensive dinner. Okay, you weren't invited to that, but meet us after.
Yeah.
But
you want a Miller Lite? Would you like a Miller Lite?
We're just gonna go back to Chef's crib and we're gonna hang out. And the joke is like, right, like, oh, Rylan's not a serial killer. How does he know that we're not some death cult, right? So I almost see it's a two-way street, and I respect him being like, all right, fuck it, I guess I'll like chill with these guys. And Chef's new apartment is fucking beautiful. I would like to say it on record. Proud of this man. You haven't spoke a lot tonight, but did you like dinner? Were you okay with us inviting ourselves back to your brand new apartment? And how are you doing, generally speaking, dude?
Dinner was fantastic. That was the most fun thing I did last week, I think.
Last week?
Dude, that was like, I was looking forward to it all week.
You did have sex.
See, Chef, did you know that the bars were closing at 11 because you had a 6-day-old open beer before you met us?
I forgot about that. What the fuck? Weird.
Dude, no, but I also did suggest Union Pool as a joke because you guys have like kind of shat on me for going there before, and I didn't think that you guys would actually be down. So I thought that was
we've been there before, but it's not like a place that we've aged out of that demo.
Well, no, I think Union Pool had like late night Union Pool the way it was in like Meet Me in the Bathmirrors is like I don't know if it exists anymore.
The real New York.
I'm never there after like midnight, but it is still like a decent bar. Period. Like you can still get cheap beers there in the outdoors. I mean, like it's a big outdoor space. Like,
it closed at 11,
nothing
bro.
wrong with that.
That wasn't very fucking cool. That wasn't very fucking chill of them.
That wasn't very.
I was not even. That's the thing, right? When I'm partying with my wife, we're going to be done at like 9:45, the absolute latest. So I was not even remotely familiar with this new fucking narc ass policy. Like, fuck that, dude. New York, not back. New York on notice.
Yo, Miami though. Miami back. Miami has no restrictions.
Dude. Yeah, but it was a great night. I think it was like kind of to Chuck's point. I think he kind of alluded to this. It was classic in its own way because every night with the boys is a unique snowflake of a memory that is being made that will be cherished and thought of fondly forever.
When you're with the boys, your family.
Every other night another Zuby getting made.
Yeah, you know the fucking. Yeah, you know the words. You know the words.
And then weirdly, we said we were going to mention this, but the bill was so shockingly low. We were like, "Yo, let's
God.
do this next month."
I was offended. I know we got the free bottle of wine, but like when the bill came, I almost didn't want to make it canon as a boys' night because it was too. It was criminally cheap. Where I was like, well, and you know me, I equate capitalism. Well, we all equate capitalism to happiness to some degree as John's addicts. Right. But like that was too. I'm like, it wasn't. And now I'm like, that dinner wasn't even fun. It was too cheap.
That was lunch.
It's bullshit.
That was lunch.
Yeah, that shit was fucking brunch, dude. Fuck that.
But no,
we paid, and James and I paid like mom and dad would.
Felt like the whole family's back, mom and dad back. Yo, let me ask this to our two sons: am I the mom and is Lawrence the dad?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you break? I mean, I think it's kind of obvious, but I'm actually.
Well, I want to give a very quick example. First of all, I'm like happy and proud to be the mom.
That's the thing. It's not a diss. It's a personality.
And this is like, we're leaning into like stereotypical gender roles. Yes, insufferably woke Jimmy is back, like Miami.
I was say, I didn't mean to attribute that to like gender, like.
No, we know you're better than that.
Well, Chef, I want to give a little example. I want to give a little example of where I felt like I was the mom, where you were like, "Hey, my house is that way," and I was like, "Oh, I actually think it's that way," and you're like, "No, I'm pretty sure it's that way," and I knew that it was that way, like, and you were like pointing us in the wrong direction, but I was like, "All right, like, I'm not gonna embarrass you in front of your friends. I'm gonna let you learn from your mistakes."
Dude,
we're gonna
my ankles were killing me. You should have said. I was about to bleed out of my ankles. There's blood.
No, you were right. You were right. I was wrong.
But I let you learn. I let you make the mistake, and now you know that you don't live on Union Avenue.
Yeah, I'll never make that mistake again. I was a little saucy. Things happen, but
those Miller Lights were tall boys.
I think that like in with my own experience with my own parents, I would say that Jimmy, you're definitely more like my mom, and Larry, you're definitely more like my dad.
Is your dad abusive?
Wait, you're specifically your parents?
I think so. Yeah.
Is your crazy. Is your dad a very loud, abusive man?
Come on, bro.
Not.
No, Mr. Nirvana, can I apologize on behalf of my co-host? God damn, bro.
On behalf of your
it's
wife,
an indictment. Yeah. Well, no, the only reason that's interesting to me is because this was brought up in the cord. Shout out to whoever lobbed us this free fucking prompt. But like, I think people would agree with that statement, but I think it weirdly connects with them in their personal family units, not like this gender kind of broad sweeping archetypal, old style fuck shit, right? Which is like, so everyone that listens to the show because they were raised a certain way by by certain people and we remind them of those people.
Maybe
that's a lot more pressure than I would
don't
like.
know about that, Lawrence. Like, that's kind of crazy. I think it's more just like you have well, I don't know how you being the father is, but maybe it's like more like I'm more like open with my emotions on this podcast, or like
I'm open book.
No, for sure, but like I guess like also I would probably say that I'm a bit more of a caretaker.
Yeah, you're more responsible. You're
but I'm not.
I was
my
gonna
issue
say
with
like
that
day to day, but that I don't want to diminish it because without.
But my issue with that is that like sometimes I just want to like fuck off all responsibility and
Mama's going out.
Yeah, Mama's little helper, but then to your credit, like you will pick up the slack, and it doesn't even go without. It goes without saying between us, like our shit is like our chemistry is so fucking on point that like I'll drop the ball like intentionally or just be like, yeah, fuck it, whatever, and then just be like, no, actually, I'm gonna do it, and we're like, all right, cool.
Yeah, behind the back pass.
Exactly.
I think
baby.
I'm not trying to put people in boxes. I think that you're more responsible. I'm a little bit rock and roll. Yeah. You're a little bit country. I'm a little bit rock and roll. No, I think that I think I'm a little more laissez-faire in a devil may care way. And I think that maybe that's people equate to ideas, old school ideas of mothers and fathers. You're there whether they need you or they don't know they need you. Jimmy's there
Yeah.
always, right? To love and
Got
support
you.
and to set you on the right path. I am there to maybe tell you what you don't want to hear, but you need to hear.
Well, I think also
And we are going to fucking party.
Yeah, and I think, hey, mama wants to party too, but not to talk about our influence and shit. But like, I think that you set examples that people will like aspire to, which is kind of like a fatherly thing. And then
That's
I'm there, hopefully, like kind of guiding you and like nudging you from the
yeah.
bizac.
And these things combined are a full 360-degree holistic. We're raising a generation, and
But
we're
Chuck,
not.
yo, I'm sorry
no
that
stone is being left unturned.
I'm sorry that I didn't take your heels in consideration when I like allowed us to like
he had
wander
fucking band-aids hanging
wander
out
down
of these
the-
shits
wander
like
down the
fucking
Oregon Trail.
scarves.
Yeah, no, it's true. But like, look, Chuck, I'm a new parent, right? Like, do I have kids? Not that I know of. Do I want kids? Perfect transition into the next segment. But like, I'm sorry that I let you down, but I got you, baby boy. It was just that I had to let Chef kind of learn from his mistakes and learn the new geography. As a geography major, he had to learn the geography of his neighborhood, and I want him to learn on his own. I'm not going to tell him, fucking teach a man to fish,
Yeah. Show not
But I
tell.
promise to be a better mother, father, lover to all my sons and daughters out there.
Please
yeah, no,
be
I
a
think
better lover to all of your sons and daughters, by the way, because you
don't
just
kink
said
shame. Don't kink shame. I got fans in Alabama.
Man, the kink that shall not be named, incest.
The only shame
yeah.
the only kink you can shame is kink shaming.
Sure.
And incest.
I mean, I've always seen Chef and Chuck as our kids, and even Jay, or really everyone, even Rylan, just met him for one day, but hey, man, put him right. See the spot under my wing, James. He's got a spot on the other side too. You go right here, like we'll take you in, and we do that with everybody.
Yeah.
I think that listens to the show, but much as we are these, I think these figures, right? You and I, personally speaking, do not have any actual children, and don't necessarily have plans on doing that, rather, for me forever and for you in the immediate future.
Well, all right.
Even
so
though we'd be amazing at it.
Let's unpack the kids are mids official standpoint.
Kids are mids
of throwing fits, which kids are mids, but
question mark?
which like I think we have differing opinions on whether or not we want children. I have always I volunteered with kids a lot in college at a domestic abuse shelter where like all the boys like needed they didn't have like fathers, right? So while they're in here, and so like that was kind of my role. When I worked in Thailand, I had this, it was like half teacher, half like older brother RA figure. And coming out of college, when I didn't know what to do, when according to the New Yorker, I was unmotivated and socially adrift. Which is
big
now
loser, no friends, unsuccessful.
No, too many friends. That's the problem.
Well liked, yeah.
I thought I wanted to be a teacher, right? So like kids have always been. I've always like loved kids and got along with them and shit. And like, kind of with like Chuck and Chef, I've always enjoyed, in this. This sounds horrible or maybe like kind of creepy, but in this like elder statesman, like being like, "Yo, here's how to, I don't know, like maybe proceed or succeed," and that's
here's
like
how to navigate the male millennial zeitgeist.
Exactly. So do I want kids right now? No. And as a dude, again, not to be insufferably woke Jimmy, but as a dude, I have the luxury of time. Whereas like if I'm a 34-year-old woman, that's not necessarily the case.
Penis privilege.
And, so I had all these feelings, but like kind of put them aside about wanting kids, put them aside in the pursuit of,
can I ask a question? Buried or compartmentalized?
Probably just
tossed aside?
Probably just like forgotten, like not intentionally like buried or like stuffed into the little black box where I put all my other feelings, because that's just the Irish in me. Yeah. But yeah, just kind of like buried under like personal aspirations, professional aspirations, launching the only podcast that matters, fucking putting our necks on any competitor that dares come for the fucking Kings, and just curb stomping them into Bolivia. But no, so a few weeks ago I was upstate, and a friend that was there invited two friends, this married couple who brought their, I think like 3 or 4-year-old daughter. And yet, was I on mushrooms? Yes,
of course.
1 cap, maybe 1.5, soaked in lemon juice for 15 minutes, preferably. It just hits you quicker and better.
Damn, dude, that's the kind of shit that's the intel you pay for. I did not know that.
Did I build a sick fort for this 4-year-old girl? Yes. And did she have the fucking time of her life hanging out with me? And did I become her favorite person in the house?
Yeah.
Yes. Were we
Uncle
running
Jimmy
through
was on fucking full blast.
Yeah. She's like, why are your eyes so big? Were we running through the grass and a fucking snake popped up that I think was real? And I like grabbed her and
Saved her life.
ran the other way. I fucking Saquon Barkley'd it. Yeah. Well, RIP, you dead bitch.
RIP, you dead bitch.
Yeah. So I know that sucks. Whatever. I had a wonderful day with with Janie, and Uncle Jimmy was in full effect. And it kind of just like re-stoked or like reminded me of like those feelings where
reignited.
Not even that, not reignited, because like I'm not trying to do this immediately, and like obviously I'm not just trying to fucking impregnate anybody, right?
Sure, that's a big thing that you should definitely make sure it's the right woman.
Yeah, you need to have the right partner, if you're gonna raise it as a pair. But no,
Right.
So I guess like look, it's just kind of like reminded me that this was something I wanted for the majority of my life, and like so it's just kind of like position itself to the fore. So like kids are mids, yes, and like I could not imagine. I mean, my dad was younger than me when he had me, and I could not imagine.
How old were your parents when you were born?
Dad was 32, mom was 34. So my mom was.
Yeah, my parents were even younger than that. Shit, yeah.
Can you imagine fucking having a kid like right now? Just be like, yo, shut up, baby. Like daddy's got a pod.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's always been my thing. I've talked about this on the program many times, but like, too selfish. Not even just like the monetary thing where it's like, oh, I want more money for John's than raising this fucking human. I just don't want the responsibility. I don't want the fucking stress. I'm just too my wife and I are too selfish for that because daddy.
But aren't you really thinking of just like the first like 10, like maybe 8-9 years?
Like you, I volunteered for money as a camp counselor. So I guess it's not really volunteering, right? But I love kids. Dude, I'm great with kids. I think that's very clear. I see myself as a child. Many of my fans are between my demographic, the headband Larry demo is like a cool 12 to 16. That's my sweet spot. And I think I'm a big kid. We're out here fucking podcasting for a living. I mean,
Jeremy Kirkland was like, his daughter took to you like fucking
Harry,
like you were best homies, right?
I am great with fucking kids. I'm a big kid
whoa. Phrasing.
I'm great with kids.
You said I'm great with F-wording kids.
Did I really? I'm great with kids. And
you're fucking great with kids.
I was a camp counselor. I was a fantastic camp counselor.
Did anyone die? Did anyone die on your watch?
Ever died on my watch? Not even once. I mean, people got hurt. But nobody ever died.
Did you ever like catch kids like smoking weed or like fingering or anything?
No,
did you narc?
It was day camp mainly for Jews in New Jersey, and none of that was going down. No, I typically the oldest kids that I worked with are probably 12. So like I was dealing not with like teens and all. I didn't have to deal with any of that stuff. No hormones. But my point is, I'm great with kids, and it's funny that because you told me the story about you and Janie just booming, kicking it all afternoon, building forts, having the time of your fun. By the way, I would build a fort now. I mean,
that doesn't sound like a great day, right? Like,
yeah. But when we do the Throwing Fits sleepover live on Twitch, we'll be building forts. We'll be eating glizzies. We'll be playing Truth or Dare, spin the bottle, the whole fucking spiel. Find it on Zoom. Probably sell that to you. Nice little package with some other content. But no, when you told me that story, I was like, that's fucking crazy. Jenna and I were talking, and she brought up to me a nice way for me to potentially fill my time now in retirement as a retired professional podcaster was to maybe think about joining like a Big Brother program. And I was like, that fucking sounds like a great idea. And that's why I love my wife, because she knows
what would you like?
That could be something for me.
What do you do with them? Do you like
I don't know,
like schoolwork? Like, well, especially
I don't
now because they don't have school.
I'm not doing that. I'm not even talking about tutoring. Obviously, I can't even fucking read. I'm not qualified to do that. But I'm not trying to like assist with homework, math. That's fucking summer reading list. That shit is boring as fuck. I'm just trying to kick it. As far as I know,
so do you like go to the park and like play basketball? Like, what do you do? Like go shopping? Like, what the fuck would you do?
Yeah, well, obviously, fucking rare bookstores, check out fucking furniture, maybe hit the park, fucking spark up. I don't know, just
get a turmeric latte.
Yeah, just fucking fucking grab fucking beers.
But you want the
bullshit, hang out.
You want the super light touch kids. Well, again, weird language. You want the super light kids experience where it's like. Yeah. Few hours a week, and then see you next Tuesday.
I'm not look. You always like, oh, Larry has enough friends. No. Larry has more than enough friends. I have all the friends I need.
That's what it is. You're looking for like-minded homies.
No. I'm looking for a
12-year-olds.
young, impressionable mind that I can groom. I mean, that's not the right word. But you know what I mean.
Again, yeah.
I'm trying to mold. I will never necessarily have a mini Larry running around. The plan is not to have one. And I know, oh, thank God, that's stuff. Whoo, we're relieved.
Why don't you get a vasectomy like our boy Nicky Grant?
Maybe. I think so, honestly. I don't know yet. That's a discussion between my wife and I. Thank you for asking. But I would like to still have, knowing that there's a version of me out in the world that I like had that firsthand experience with. Because how many 18 million people listen to the show? We already established that for a certain kid, we're their parents, apparently. So we already kind of like have that burden. But I would like to do it hands-on. Maybe like if anyone would want to apply. I'm not looking for an assistant. I'm not looking for an intern. I just want if you're between the ages of 12 and 16 and you follow me on Instagram and you listen to the show, just DM me. That's normal.
What about when you're like old as shit though? Because that's like a big reason why people have historically had kids
first.
like. So you're just gonna die before? Okay.
I'm not just gonna die. I'm not gonna like arrange it that way. I'm not gonna kill myself to leave JB holding the fucking proverbial baggioli. But
so like, holy shit, we're in so much debt.
even if I am hot and active and honestly, like I think a beacon of hope amongst the human race at large right now, I'm gonna die before my wife. I still enjoy a nice little fucking side dart. You know, I enjoy
lung cancer, Larry.
Drugs and alcohol and all the things that
spice of life.
Really, that no matter how many flights of stairs you climb, no matter how many mountains and peaks you traverse, I'm going down before her without a doubt. So I mean, I don't have to worry about what you just posited to me.
All right, I mean,
I'm proud of that. It's just the truth. So I don't know what is Jenna. Who's going to take care of Jenna when we get 20K on Patreon? We'll ask her. we'll fucking run it by her and see what her
Chuck.
It'll
be Chuck and Chef.
I mean, I would love that if you guys would be cool with that. I mean, you might be busy raising your own families. No, I don't know
if you guys read the fine print of the freelance contracts we gave you, but you take care of us and our significant others until we die.
Yeah, I want to redact the own you thing. You're not slaves. We do not own you. This is a completely free will, come and go as you please type thing. And
well, no, the contract states that you
and you're extremely averagely compensated for what you do. So
I'll be there.
Do you guys want do you guys have plans of having kids?
Yeah, have you thought about this?
Nope, never.
Oh, really? Chuck's out. Fuck my boy.
Never.
Wait, Chuck, why? Just real quick, why?
I can't. I can't. I wouldn't be able to. And I'm not worried about having someone to take care of me when I die.
But Chuck, to that point, that fear. Chuck, to be clear, that fear, a lot of people I think have that, and the general consensus from people, a lot of my friends that have kids, I've talked about this, nobody is ever ready until it happens. And then you're still never ready.
About dying or about having kids?
About having kids and being ready
never
to
ready.
You're never ready. You're never ready until James. How are babies born? I think you put it very eloquently.
They slither at the pussy.
I think you said squirt.
They squirt out the pussy. Yeah.
Yeah, that's yep, exactly.
On a fucking water on a slip and slide of afterbirth.
Yeah, and right now, again, James, you and I have our hands full, not just with these two beautiful bastards and the rest of the fucking roster, but every fucking kid who is so nice to send me a recommendation. Thank you so much.
Wait, Chef.
And I am proud to be your father.
What about you, Chef?
Yeah. Sorry.
Am I gonna have kids?
Yeah.
Dude, after having lived with two babies for a few months, that really freaked me out when I was.
That really harshed your vibe.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking terrifying. But I mean, I think if anything though, like I don't think that scared me completely off of the fact of having kids or the idea of having kids. But I just think that whoever your partner is needs to be you guys need to have a solid relationship to make it work.
Yeah, you need to be each other's rock. But
Solid
I think also the first
foremost,
I think the first 3 years are fucking ass, and then once the kid actually knows how to talk and walk and can not kill themselves if you don't look away from them, then it gets better.
A whole year,
and then they're cool, and then they become fucking monsters when they're in their teens, and then hopefully they're decent.
And then finally they become a homie. Finally, after so long toil. You know,
As long as you don't raise like a school shooter, like that's okay.
A whole year of the kid's life is referred to as terrible, the terrible twos. What is another thing that you would fucking wittingly partake in for a year that was terrible, right?
Quarantine.
Maybe. Yeah, quarantine, a podcast with the fucking boys.
Working for Barstool Sports. Working for Barstool
Sports. Actually, I can name a lot of things. This was fun.
Full circle, started with Light Switch Lou, ended with Barstool Sports being the equivalent of going through quarantine. That's why we're the only fucking podcast that matters.
Yeah.
Jeff, is that Chingy out of here coming in?
I can't believe you got Chingy on the pod, bro. I think we could probably just book Chingy.
What you doing? Nothing, chilling at the Holiday Inn. Jeff, I want to hear. Yo, Ludacris's verse on that is fucking gas. Stop, drop, kaboom,
he's
baby,
gonna
rub
play
your
the
nipples.
He's gonna play the whole thing.
Play me Ludacris. Call me Mr. Kibbles. All right, Chef. Slap that motherfucking outro music. Let's get Lawrence back to his vacation. Let's go watch these two fucking demented old dudes just snort a lot of Adderall on Fox News. And hopefully the world isn't over by the time this podcast comes out.
Two
Jeff,
retards
hit it.
Fucking a doorknob.